from law enforcement that it was probably a handgun that he used, and that belonged to his mom, who is a current officer with Leon County in the Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, so he's a 20-year-old FSU student who's the son of a deputy that works at Leon County Sheriff's Office for the past 18 years. And the weapon that he allegedly used was a previously issued weapon that she had. They changed their weapons over, and the department gives them, the officers, an opportunity to purchase their previously issued weapon, and they believe that that was the weapon that he used, which was more than likely a semi-automatic weapon, because no agency really carries revolvers anymore. So it's going to probably be a semi-automatic weapon which had probably at least 15 bullets in the magazine that he could have used if that's the case, of that type of weapon that he had.
And all afternoon we've been asking, Ken, would you be surprised if there were another shooter? And you said yes, and indeed it was, apparently, according to law enforcement, one single lone gunman.
Yeah, this was a single gunman. I would have been surprised had there been more than one. You know, these guys are trying to make a name for themselves some kind of crazy way. You know, we don't know if he had a vendetta against someone, if he decided he just wanted to shoot somebody, if he had some mental issues going on. We don't know, and we don't know if we will know anytime soon, because he's invoked his right not to speak.
And we heard several law enforcement officers talk this afternoon how there could be literally hundreds of thousands, one said hundreds and hundreds of witnesses. It's going to take them a long time to sift through all this.
Yeah, so they're going to be methodical with their investigation, and we as the public, we've got to be patient and let that investigation play out. Right now, the campus is safe, but there's still an active crime scene. There's still an active ongoing crime scene. So they have to process that scene. They have to collect and preserve any kind of evidence that they pick up. We don't know what they're going to get, but we have to allow the process to take place.
And for all the parents who have students at FSU who may have seen something today, but they'd like, oh, don't get involved, honey. I just don't want you to get involved. What would you tell them, parent? The police need tips, they said.
I would tell the parent that's bad advice that they're giving. The police need as much information as they can. Even if you feel that the information that your child has is minute, the police needs to know all that information. So that's bad information that they would be giving to their students. If you saw something, if you heard something, if you know something, give it to the law enforcement officers. There's no repercussions on your behalf that you're going to receive as a result of your information being given to law enforcement.
And one thing we pointed out this afternoon, which I think has come true, and that is that maybe there was something good that had happened in the daylight, that they weren't looking for something or going through all this in the dark just to make it scarier or tougher for police, because it was broad daylight.
Yeah, typically when these type of things happen, they do generally happen in the daytime, which is great for law enforcement because they can collect and preserve evidence without the assistance of illumination from a light or flashlight or a spotlight or whatever. So that works to the advantage of law enforcement.
Well, we appreciate all your expertise this afternoon. I know you'll stay with us here for a bit longer. Anthony?
All right. Thank you, Jeannie and Ken. And you can find the latest updates on this breaking story throughout the night on firstcoastnews.com and also in the First Coast News app. Our live team coverage will continue in a few minutes. But first, we want to give you an update on the weather forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Tim Deegan.
All right. Thank you, Anthony. How about if we just take a deep breath for a second, look out the window. Take a look out at the beach, nice and peaceful out there, but also looking toward the beach because high pressure will be building in from the ocean through Easter weekend. And I think you're going to like the result of that. Let's expand the picture. We'll show you where the nearest showers and thunderstorms are, and they're a long way off, folks, way over up there toward the heartland, and they are not heading to the First Coast. But let me just verify that. Hard pressed to even find a cloud out there, so no surprise as we go to the radar. Take a look at the temperatures. The warming trend now kicking in. It's going to be with us for over a week. That is, temperatures will continue to warm. Eventually, the moisture is going to come up because of the breeze off the ocean. We saw some occasional gusts to about 22 miles per hour. I think most of us thought it felt pretty good. Notice as we get toward Gainesville, Lake City, it's calm, and that's because the sea breeze is trying to come in. Now, eventually, where those two sea breezes meet, we call that the sea breeze convergence, we'll begin to see some isolated showers and thunderstorms, but not today or tomorrow or the weekend. Just talking about an event that's going to gradually evolve. We're talking about after Easter. So if you have plans this evening, 8 o'clock just before sunset now, 70 degrees out there. There'll still be a breeze, I think relatively pleasant. And after that sunset, sky should get just dark enough. That'll be Jupiter in the western sky. if you happen to look up and you're wondering. So here's a look what's going to happen. And I'm showing you a change here. If you look closely, and if you've been watching the weather closely over the last several days, we've had a couple of days, we've had a north to northwest breeze. That's what's allowed those temperatures to drop and produce some pretty cool morning lows. But tomorrow morning, we'll start off with the breeze off the ocean, so that by 5 o'clock, that is this time tomorrow, that breeze will all be out west of I-75. The sea breeze convergence will be right along the Gulf Coast. But again, even tomorrow, not expecting any isolated showers with thunderstorms to form. If any isolated showers develop tomorrow, it's going to be well out to the west of I-75, out toward the Gulf Coast. So here's Friday. Looks pretty good. Lows of 58, highs of 82 degrees. Now, there will be a bit of an increase in moisture, so there will be some patchy fog early in the morning. It's the first time we've had to deal with that in a while. I don't think it's going to be widespread, but just want you to be aware of that. And again, the warming days will begin to kick in, and our days will be warming for the foreseeable future. I know computer models go out about 14 to 16 days, so let's just say in the scientific foreseeable future, about the 7 to 10 day period. Out around the beaches, you'll still make it to 78 degrees. Breeze continuing to pick up, and by the weekend we're going to have more of a land breeze, afternoon sea breeze, and what that means is that Caribbean clear ocean that we've had, we'll begin to see that slowly fade as we head toward the weekend. So here's Easter weekend, heating up, still 60 to 84 degrees, so we're not talking about record heat, but gradually as the morning lows increase, that it's a sign of the moisture increasing. I do think we'll have a few cirrus clouds, which means wherever, if you're going to be up at sunrise on Easter, you are early in the morning on Easter, should be some beautiful colors out there. Specifically, of course, one of the bigger, as far as the amount of people that go, the Jack's Beach Easter Sunrise Service, 73rd annual. Again, should be really nice temperatures and beautiful colors out there. Now notice, although I'm talking about some showers and thunderstorms beginning to form after Easter, only a very slow increase.
Thank you very much, Tim. Our live team coverage of the shooting at Florida State University today continues next at 5. Cindy Dijon is live in Jackson with more on how police respond to situations like this tragedy.
Even with my mom's Alzheimer's, we've still been close. But when she developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease, a distance came between us. She'd get upset when I'd try to help, began wandering, even started swearing.
FSU today. 2 people killed at Florida State University, another 5 injured in the hospital now. Tonight, we're learning more about the response to active shooters like this. Our Sydney Deshawn is live tonight, and she spoke with an officer who is a SWAT training coordinator in Jacksonville. So, Sydney, what did you learn from him?
Yeah, I spoke with Lieutenant Scott Ramage with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and he talked more about today's shootings and how officers respond to situations like this. He oversees the SWAT team and says the top priority remains to stop the killing, followed by providing medical aid and evacuating the victims. He talked more about the challenges of dealing with the chaos and the emotional toll these events take on the community and first responders. Ramage also shared advice for the public, talking more on the avoid, deny, and defend strategy. If possible, run or avoid the threat. If you can't escape, lock doors and begin barricading. As a last resort, fight back to protect yourself and others. The Sheriff's Office says they train locally and regionally to prepare for such incidents. In the face of an active shooter, Ramage says every second counts.
Our first priority is to really respond in there and stop the killing, whether it be a single individual officer or a group of officers. We want to make sure that we stop the killing. That is our priority.
Now, as the investigation continues, JSO continues to keep the FSU community in their thoughts as they begin to heal. I also spoke with students who were on campus earlier today, seeing everything unfold. We're going to have more from them later tonight on First Coast News. But for now, reporting live in Jacksonville, Sydney Deshawn, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, Sydney, thank you. We are continuing to follow this breaking news we've been covering all afternoon, the deadly shooting on the campus of Florida State. Our live team coverage continues next at 5:30.
Despite being on an antidepressant, I was still masking my depression symptoms.
My doctor said it could be because my antidepressant alone wasn't enough, so she recommended an add-on treatment. She recommended adding Rexulti.
When taken with an antidepressant,
And right now at 5:30, our breaking news coverage continues on the fatal shooting at Florida State University. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anthony Austin. My co-anchor Jeannie Blaylock will join us in a moment. But we want to talk about what we know right now at 5:30. We know 2 people are dead and 6 others are in the hospital following today's shooting. And we do want to note tonight that the 2 people who died were not students, but we have not received a lot of information about their identities at this time. Police also say they have shot the suspect, and that suspect is in custody. Less than an hour ago, we learned the identity of the shooter, FSU student, 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, who's the son of a Leon County deputy. That deputy is his mother. Her gun was found at the scene. And I want you to take a look at this video next to me. This video is showing students actually evacuating classes in the buildings that they were in. Just after noon today, students were sent an active alert, a threat. They were sent an alert, I should say, that an active shooter, a threat was on campus near the student union. And we're working to learn more about the shooter. But one person who says they saw the shooter told NBC News the suspect looked like just a regular college student, which has now been confirmed that that student, indeed, 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, was the shooter. And students have been notified that they can return to their dorm rooms. Students are also asked to stay away from the main campus and to not try to retrieve items left behind. Classes on Florida State are canceled through Friday, sports events canceled through Sunday.
And we have live team coverage for you tonight with crews in Tallahassee learning more about this shooting. Let's begin with our Riley Phillips, who is live tonight and heard the press conference in person today. Riley?
Yes, Jeannie, Anthony, I just got some more clarification from an officer with Tallahassee PD. So he said, not including the shooter, there are 8 victims total. 2 are dead, 5 were shot and sent to the hospital, and there's another victim, but they do not know his injuries. They say he is not, or she was not shot. So 8 victims total, 2 are dead, 5 were shot, and one person was not shot. That's a little more clarification there. But again, like you said, 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner is said to be the shooter. We know that his mother is a Leon County Sheriff's deputy. He's a student here, and it is believed that he used one of her guns, her personal gun, in this shooting. He was also part of the Youth Advisory Council for the Sheriff's Office. The Leon County Sheriff made note of that during the press conference. But law enforcement during the press conference really talked about the response. They showed up immediately on scene and just how big the response was. This is a little snippet of what the chief of the Tallahassee Police Department had to say.
The collaboration between all of the agencies, the federal, the state, the local, all of our first responders, our EMS personnel, our fire department, again, just a massive response, immediate treatment to the victims that were there, the transport of them. Again, it was a very seamless response to this tragedy.
And we also heard from the president of Florida State University. He said that he and his wife went to go visit some of the students who were in the hospital injured. He said that there will be counseling available for students who might need it. He was very emotional too during this press conference. But again, we know the suspected shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. He is in the hospital. We know 5 other people were shot. 1 other person was also injured during the shooting, and 2 people are confirmed dead. Live in Tallahassee, Riley Phillips, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, Riley, thank you. We want to go to our Christina Burgess now. She's also in Tallahassee this evening. Christina, I know you were at the Reunification Center earlier. Where are you now? And just kind of tell us a little bit about what's happening.
Well, Anthony, we are still at the Reunification Center. We just moved to another area right now where there were officers behind us earlier. But when we first got here a little bit after 4, we did see the FSU buses coming in one by one by one. And we saw students getting off of the buses, getting reunified with their family or friends who were coming here to pick them up. We saw lots of hugging and people obviously very emotional. We also had the chance to see some faculty members exit out of the Civic Center behind me. They were coming out out in groups and appeared to be escorted by police at the time. I had the chance to speak with a sophomore here at FSU. His name is Daniel. He was walking down the sidewalk by himself. He was visibly shaken up when I had walked over to him and I asked, "How are you doing?" He told me that he was safe. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he was telling me how, you hear about things like this, but you never expect it to happen at the school you're at.
I just got out of my physics class and I was on my way home, and seeing that alert, I didn't really believe it at first. It just doesn't feel like that's something that happens to you, but like it happens to people, but like it really does. And it just, at first I didn't really know how to feel. Like my stomach just like felt like it dropped, but there's not much feeling just because it didn't feel very real to me.
And I asked Daniel, was he able to speak with mom and dad? And he told me that he called them back in Tulsa, and he says that him talking to them was the first that they even heard about this shooting on campus. So they were happy to know that he was safe. He also told me that all of his friends here on campus were safe. His big thing is that he wanted to go get something to eat because he says he hasn't been able to eat the entire day because he's still in shock at seeing the images online and just hearing about everything that happened at the school that he attends. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Christina Burgess, First Coast News on your side.
I can only imagine. Thank you, Christina. And Florida State is asking any parents or people who have loved ones on campus to call this number. It's 850-644-4636 to find out any information about what's happening on campus and for any updates.
The University of North Florida's president is sending this message saying our hearts go out to the Florida State University community as they navigate this tragic event at their student union today. Many of us have family, friends, and colleagues who attend or work at FSU. So the president says, I urge you to offer your support and check on them during this difficult time. I reached out to FSU President McCullough to assure him we are here to help the FSU community in any way we can. UNF counseling services are available for anyone who needs assistance. Student resources are available through the Dean of Students Office. Care services, additional resources for faculty and staff are available as well through UNF's Employee Assistance Program. That from the president of UNF.
We're also hearing from Gainesville tonight. The University of Florida's president responding tonight saying he joins everyone at the University of Florida in sending our most caring thoughts and deepest sympathies to the Florida State University family. Our hearts go out to everyone who has been affected by the shootings and their loved ones. And we are continuing to follow breaking news with the 2 people killed on the campus of Florida State University today. Jessica Clark is coming up next. She has reaction from across the country.